Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we get started, we'd like to, as we always do, go around the room and see if there's anyone who want to be lifted up in prayer or has someone they would like to place on the list.
Mr. Chairman, I think it would be appropriate that we remember fallen officer Troy Floyd and his family in our prayers today.
Commissioner?
I got a granddaughter, 10 years old, at the hospital this morning with, we don't know if it's appendicitis or something else, but they're trying to find out this morning.
Also, would you like to lift up CEO's father, Brad's father, in prayer? Any other? Okay, if Amy, you would lead us in prayer.
Dear Lord, we come before you this morning, offering our thanks for bringing us together safely, and all of us, and may our thoughts and actions be led by you, and all those in need of your healing, peace, and comfort. Officer Troy Floyd's family at this Caldwell's granddaughter, that she may be Brad's father, who's in his place. Also be with our workers on the highways and protect them and keep them safe. All these things in your
Amen.
Thank you. This time we'd like to recognize any guests. Have any guests? All of you folks out there, none of you are guests. Okay. Thank you. Approval of the minutes, previous minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The proper second that we approve the minutes. All those in favor, let it be known by you, the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposes? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Pre-construction, Lee?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item number 2, authorize the executive director to execute an engineering services contract with the selected consultant, Neil Schaefer Incorporated, to develop Phase A final right-of-way plans for the Port Gibson bypass at US 61 from the 4-lane segment south of Port Gibson to the 4-lane segment north of Port Gibson on the listed project number in Claiborne County. The amount of the contract will not exceed $4,325,846. Number 3, authorize executive director to execute work assignment number 1 under the roadway design master contract with TRC Engineers Incorporated to provide Phase A roadway final right-of-way plans for the replacement of bridge number 60.7 on Mississippi Highway 315, the listed project in Lafayette County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $186,576.78. Number 4, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 1 under the roadway design master contract with Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated to provide Phase A roadway final right-of-way plans for the replacement of bridge number 9.5A on US 78, the listed project in DeSoto County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $160,148.64. Number 5, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 1 under the hydraulic engineering services master contract with HDR Engineering Incorporated to develop Phase A bridge hydraulic design and preliminary bridge drawings for the replacement of 3 bridges on Mississippi Highway 26, the listed project in Stone County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $270,911.46. Number 6, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 2 under the Bridge Services Master Contract with Stantec Consulting Services Incorporated to develop bridge load rating models for 3 bridges at the listed project in Harrison County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $122,518.10. Number 7, authorize the executive director to approve the listed preliminary engineering utility agreements. Number 8, authorize the executive director to approve the listed utility agreements. Number 9, authorize the executive director to execute supplemental agreement number 2 to work assignment number 6 under the Planning and Environmental Master Contract with Garber LLC to provide Phase 1 and Phase 3 cultural resources investigations for the interchange project on US 72, including frontage roads and connector route to Mississippi Highway 302, the listed project in Marshall County. The amount of the supplemental agreement will not exceed $234,921.93 for a revised contract amount of $1,077,118.30. Number 10, authorize the executive director to execute a replacement memorandum of agreement between the commission and the listed local public agency in order to establish the responsibilities for the development of the following projects. Number 11, upon receipt of all necessary documentation from the local public agency, request concurrence with the listed LPA recommendation to award the construction bid on the following projects. And number 12, authorize the executive director to concur in LPA supplemental agreement number 5 on the listed project between Gulf Breeze Construction and the city of Goshen in Jackson County. This project provides for the improvement along Martin Bluff Road from Goshen Vancleave Road to the I-10 frontage road. This agreement adds an additional 143 working days for a total of 585 working days. This is necessary due to work being suspended during negotiations of supplemental agreement number 4. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement.
Okay. Not a question, but I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Caldwell.
I was got a question on number 5, leading up to another question, but what's the time frame on that particular Phase A and hydraulic?
On number 5,
Yes.
Scott, do you have any idea on that one? We will get back with you.
All right, when you do, give me an update on the hydraulic engineering on the 2 bridges on Highway 51 where we only hired for hydraulic engineering. That was kind of extreme time frame, I thought.
Okay.
Just wanted to compare the 2. So, thank you.
Comment on item number 2 to the commissioners and to the public. This project, Highway 61, is the last phase of the 1987 highway program that the legislature passed. And this is the only section that's not been completed. So want to thank the staff and all for bringing this project forward and moving it to completion, move it towards completion. Let me put it that way. Okay, thank you. Field operation, Janie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Number 13, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 supplemental agreement number 1 with APAC Mississippi Incorporated on the listed project in Covington and Simpson counties. The project provides for a mill and overlay of approximately 10 miles of US 49 from Mount Olive to McGee. This agreement compensates the contractor for the additional cost incurred to haul raw materials to the contractor's asphalt plants as a result of a closure of the Pearl River Bridge on Mississippi 28. The cost of this supplemental agreement is $110,773.47 for a revised contract amount of $8,467,532. There's no additional time associated with this agreement. Number 14, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 supplemental agreement number 4 with Key LLC on the listed project in Franklin County. This project provides for the bridge replacement on US 98 over the Homachita River. This agreement compensates the contractor for downtime due to the encounter of artesian water conditions on site, which delayed the construction operations. The cost of this agreement is $187,980.78 for a revised contract amount of $26,215,421.33. In addition, 22 working days will be added for a revised contract time of 466 working days. Number 15, ratify the following Class 2 supplemental agreements with UEP Stockstill LLC on the listed project in Hancock and Harrison counties. This project provides for the widening of I-10 from Diamond Head to County Farm Road. This ratification will give the project engineer and district engineer the authority to execute an additional $100,000 of Class 1 and Class 2 supplemental agreements. Number 16, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 supplemental agreement number 3 with APAC Mississippi on the listed project in Holmes County. This project provides for mill and overlay of approximately 22 miles of I-55 from 0.5 miles north of Mississippi 17 to the Carroll County line. This agreement adds 73 working days. This is necessary due to random clearing overruns, historically low Mississippi River levels, which delayed limestone shipments and additional milling and paving and interchanges throughout the project at the request of MDOT. The contract will be revised from 347 working days to 420 working days. There's no additional cost associated with this agreement. Item number 17, authorize the executive director to grant approval for the MDOT litter prevention program to sponsor booth space at the 2024 Mississippi Sheriff Association Conference to be held in Biloxi, Mississippi, December 2nd through 3rd, 2024, at a cost not to exceed $700. Number 18, authorize the executive director to grant approval to sponsor Mississippi Science Fest to be held September 21st through 22nd, 2024 in Jackson, Mississippi, at no cost to MDOT. MDOT will receive booth space, which will be utilized to distribute anti-litter information. Number 19, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and Lauderdale County for the placement of automatic license plate readers or other permanently mounted law enforcement devices on the right-of-way. Item number 20, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the Gluckstadt Police Department for placement of automatic license plate readers or other permanently mounted law enforcement devices on the right-of-way. Item number 21, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the City of Columbus, Mississippi for participation in the inmate litter program at a cost not to exceed $50,000 per year. Item number 22, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 7 under the roadway design Services Master Contract with Newell Schaefer Incorporated to develop Phase A field inspection plans and Phase B final construction plans for site design, development design on the I-10 Jackson County Welcome Center on the listed project. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $620,389.42. Item number 3, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 12 under the Geotechnical Engineering Services Master Contract with Burns Cooley Dennis to perform pile dynamic analysis on US 51 for the listed bridges on the listed project in Carroll County. The work assignment will not exceed $121,393.30. Item number 24, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 1 under the Geotechnical Services Master Contract with HDR Engineering Incorporated to provide a geotechnical centerline soil profile investigation for Mississippi State Highway 25 from Grants Ferry to MS 471 interchange on the listed project in Rankin County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $444,995.58. Number 25, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 3 under the CE&I Services Master Contract with Newell Schaefer Incorporated to provide part-time resident engineer services for the MDOT Lyman Project Office for the listed project in Harrison County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $363,345.90. And item number 26, award the construction bid per staff recommendations from the July 23rd, 2024, July 24th, 2024, and the July 30th, 2024 lettings.
Question.
I
Commissioner
have
Garland?
just one request, not so much a question I expect to answer to right now, but, and I was looking at the contracts, which is good to see some of these being let. I don't know whether I need to get it from finance or from your group, but of these lettings, especially paving and surface rehabilitation, can I get a snapshot of the last 9 months and the next 9 months? So the 18-month statewide, what we're doing as far as that goes.
Question on the item 26. The project that we have in Yazoo County, Highway 49. Glad to see it came under the amount of monies that we had in that grant. My question is, will the Federal Highway Department allow us to amend the scope of work so that we can utilize the dollars that we saved on that bid?
I'm gonna let Earl answer that. He's had some conversations with FHWA. I don't know the answer to that.
We're looking at some things that
Very good. Thank you all for letting.
I got one too.
Thank you.
Janie, before you leave. On the welcome centers, it looks like we just didn't get any bids in on those, or?
That's correct. Earl and Commissioner Simmons were working on trying to get bids for that.
I'm talking about just like several of the welcome centers. It's like we didn't get bids on any of them. Nobody wants to work, huh?
yes, sir. Well, we saw that, and we're in the process of trying to reach out to some small firms that do real. Part of the pre-bid meeting for. So do a little better job of reaching out to smaller. Doesn't seem the bigger firm to do this type of work.
Would it be too much trouble for me to see the scope on at least the ones in District 6 and 7?
Yes, sir.
Did you have another question, Commissioner Garland?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Intermodal planning, Jim. Morning.
Item number 27, authorize the executive director to execute a professional services contract with Volkert for traffic control for maintenance operations training statewide for the MDOT Local Technical Assistance Program. The maximum amount of this contract will not exceed $150,000 for the period August 13th, 2024 through June 30th, 2026. Number 28, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of agreement between the commission and the listed local public agency in order to establish the responsibilities of the development of the following planning studies. Number 29, authorize the executive director to execute the necessary release of lien or other appropriate documents to dispose of the following vehicles. The vehicles were operated by Section 5310, 5311 program subrecipients and have been disposed of in accordance with the Federal Transit Administration's property management procedures.
Question on 29.
Yes, sir.
Two of those vehicles have 2019. Not too many years passed. So what is it, just mileage?
Yes, sir. So FTA has, similar to what MDOT has, but FTA has their own guidelines for end of useful life for equipment. And these do meet that end of useful life. It's a little bit different than ours.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Information. Ben?
Number 30, recommend concurrence with the Department of Information Technology Services toward the following. Riker Instrument Company for Curve Advisory Reporting Service for interchanges at a total amount not to exceed $89,032.40 for Traffic Engineering Division. ITS certified that Riker Instrument Company is the sole source provider of the solution presented in this procurement.
Okay. Thank you. Administrative Services. Alexis?
Number 31, ratify and approve payment of accounts payable in the amount of $23,068,314.24 for the periods July 31st, August 7, and August 14, 2024. Number 32, approve the payroll docket for the period August 1st through August 15, 2024, not to exceed the sum of $5 million plus statutory withholding, state match, fringe, and employee authorized deductions. Number 33, ratify and approve the commissioners' and executive director salaries and expenses for an aggregate amount of $17,794.90 plus statutory withholding, state match, fringe, and employee authorized deductions for the periods July 31st, August 7, and August 14, 2024. Number 34, in accordance with Alice G. Clark, Mississippi Lottery Law, authorize the executive director to issue a requisition for funds from the Lottery Proceeds Fund administered by the Department of Finance and Administration that are necessary for expenditures on lottery projects for the period August 1st through August 31st, 2024. Number 35, the Insurance Committee requests authorization for the executive director to execute a service contract for employee benefit products with the following vendors as detailed below. Number 36, authorize the executive director to execute an agreement with Canon USA through distributor R.J. Young for one copier with accessories for a period of 24 months, beginning September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2026, for MDOT Executive Office. Number 37, authorize the executive director to execute an agreement with Canon USA through distributor Owens Business Machines for one copier with accessories for a period of 48 months, beginning September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2028 for District 6. Number 38, authorize executive director to execute a service agreement with Trade B Environmental Services for oil waste disposal beginning September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2026 for an amount not to exceed $2,500 per year for District 6. Number 39, authorize executive director to execute supplemental agreement number 1 to amend a service agreement with Weaver Management Group for litter removal and mowing services to add up to 3 additional mowing cycles from execution until July 14, 2025 for each of the remaining potential one-year automatic extensions through July 14, 2027, at a cost of $244,393.24 per cycle for Hinds, Rankin, and Madison counties in District 5. Number 40, amend the May 11, 2021 Commission agenda item found at Minute Book 22, page 361, by replacing beginning July 15, 2021 through July 14, 2024 for the Public Transit Division with July 15, 2021 through July 14, 2025 for the Public Transit Division. The revised item reads as follows. Authorize Executive Director to execute the following service agreement with Canon ESA through distributor RJ Young for one copier with accessories and fax capabilities for a period of 48 months, beginning July 15, 2021 through July 14, 2025 for the Public Transit Division. Number 41, ratify the following emergency purchases. Number 42, ratify the purchases from the following state contracts listed A through C. Number 43, request authority to purchase from the following state or agency contracts listed A through C. Number 44, request authority to purchase a front-mounted mobile retro reflectometer as a sole source from Retrotech USA for the Materials Division for an amount of $164,750. Retrotech USA is the sole manufacturer of this product and does not sell to distributors. This is a sole source purchase. This sole source purchase was approved by DFA. Number 45, request authority to advertise for the following agency contract for the period beginning at commission approval through June 30, 2025. Number 46, request authority to advertise for the following agency contract for the period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30, 2025. Number 47, request authority to award the successful vendors on bids received July 17, 2024.
Question? Thank you. I don't think I've ever seen the legal calendar this long. Legal, Dan?
Well, we get paid to talk a lot, Mr. Commissioner. 48, authorize the acceptance of $2,556 from Old Dominion Freight Line and full settlement of property damage to the median cable barrier system on I-22 in Union County, and authorize the executive director to execute settlement documents. 49 is to authorize the acceptance of $5,050 from Watley Motors in full settlement of property damage to the guardrail on Mississippi Highway 8 in Bolivar County, and also to authorize the director to sign settlement documents. Number 50 is to authorize the acceptance of $4,720 from First Syndicate Transport LLC and the other parties listed in settlement of property damage to the median cable barrier on I-55 in Hinds County, and authorize the director to execute settlement documents. 51 is to authorize the acceptance of $11,512 from Sid Wilson Trucking in full settlement of property damage to the listed MDOT equipment, and authorize the director to execute settlement documents. 52 is to authorize and request the Office of the Attorney General to file suit and or hire any expert witnesses and outside counsel deemed necessary to pursue a claim against Christopher Hargrove to remove an unpermitted driveway illegally encroaching upon the right-of-way of Mississippi 492 in Newton County. 53 is to authorize the acceptance of $1,958.89 from Progressive Insurance Company to settle damage to a concrete barrier system in Hinds County. 54 is to authorize the executive director to execute an agreement with the city of Ridgeland that provides for the removal of a certain section of fencing along the west side of I-55 just north of the ramp to I-220, together with the construction of replacement fencing and the continued maintenance thereof. 55 is to authorize the executive director to execute an amendment to the existing cooperative agreement with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Federal Highway Administration and the commission that will extend the term of the contract to September 30th, 2025 for the purpose of partially funding a research project to study bridges and culverts statewide targeting certain endangered species. 56 is to authorize the executive director to execute a cooperative agreement between the U.S. Department of Interior, Fish and Wildlife Service, the Federal Highway Administration, and the commission that will provide for the funding of a staff position for the Fish and Wildlife Service that will give priority to MDOT projects. This agreement is for the period of October 1, 2024 through September 30th, 2029, and will not exceed $1,147,063.97. And 57 is to request an executive session to discuss the settlement of a workers' compensation matter as permitted by statute.
We had a long agenda, but you brought us some money in, so thank you. Before we vote on the agenda, we'd like to see if we have any additions. So Brad, Earl, Lisa. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Move the second that we approve the agenda. All those in favor, let it be known by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Okay. Why do we need to have an executive session, sir?
Attorney Amanda Alexander is here to discuss the settlement of a workers' compensation matter and will require your attention.
I'll,
I move recess for 5 minutes, return for executive session.
been moved and second that we recess for 5 minutes and return for second executive session. All those in favor, let it be known by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Okay. Those of you who don't need to be, you can network, greet quickly, about 5 minutes, and then exit the room.